Hey everybody, how are we today? Hopefully everybody is doing well. Do me a favor, let me know if you can see my screen. I've got the Forex Factory news site up, and also let me know if you can hear me, please. Don't have a whole lot of folks in here yet. Sure, we're going to have some late stragglers. It is going to be an FOMC day as well, so I don't know. I don't know what your feelings are on FOMC, but definitely a day to be cautious, if not sit on your hands altogether. So could I get a quick sound check, and can you see my charts? Okay, good deal. Thanks, Espen. Yeah, we've only got a few of us in here so far today. The weeks that I'm in here, I'm going to try to get things started a little bit early so we can kind of take a look and see what's been going on in the overnights and pre-market before we get into that. We will see here that I believe it's 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We do have the FOMC statement, federal funds, and then of course at 12:30 you've got the FOMC press conference. I'm never really sure which one's worth more, which one carries more weight, but either way, between 2 and 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, definitely want to be a little bit careful. All right, enough of that. Let's see here. Which one do I want to use? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my Eagle for this one here. Not a not a whole heck of a lot of action overnight here. I watched this move here transpire this morning. I'm up pretty early, but as we can see, just real sloppy and choppy. Yeah, that's true, Aspen. That's true. I'll just repeat myself. I can never remember. Like I said yesterday, I'm really bad with days, dates, times. Thank God my ex-wife and I are on good terms. I'd forget my own daughter's birthday. So, yeah, I'm that bad. So anyway, but yeah, not a whole lot of action overnight. We haven't had a whole lot of price movement here. I mean, oh gosh, between midnight Eastern time all the way out here until about what is that? Quarter to 6 Eastern time, really didn't have a whole lot of movement. Everything was just pretty much sideways. So just going to keep an eye on it. Going to be super, super cautious today. Got chopped up yesterday. I mean, it happens, it happens to the best of us. So, Floyd, there you are, sir. Good talking to you yesterday. Good to catch up. And our discussion yesterday, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to showcase what we talked about on Friday with that ADX. I think that is a pretty cool idea you got there. And I tell you what, from what I can see, I went back several weeks, pretty accurate, pretty accurate. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. My daughter's got a late start today with school because it's been snowing and it's extremely cold here. And trying to let the kids sleep. Good morning to everybody else that's just joining us. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes here, and I'm going to kind of reiterate what I've been talking about the last couple of minutes. I started a little bit early, but in a nutshell, I'll tell you, not a whole lot of action with the overnights. Not a whole lot of movement. Yeah, you are correct, Espen. It was about 15 minutes. Hey, I emailed you back. I sent you my Skype address with any of you guys. You feel like emailing, Skyping. It might be best if you send me your Skype address. Mine's not very unique, in that mine can be kind of hard to find. So always welcome the questions, suggestions, things like that. And I'll be hanging in here with you guys today, probably until around 9 Mountain, 11 Eastern, I guess that would be. All right, I'm going to mute myself out here, and let's give it another 5 minutes for some more folks to show up. They're outside shoveling in front of my door. A little noisy. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Okie doke. Well, they are done with that. Thank goodness. Very noisy. All right. So everybody can hear me okay. Everybody can see my screens. It looks like. I'm gonna bring this guy back here. We do have an FOMC day. 2 o'clock Eastern, they make the statement funds rate. And then, of course, they have the lovely cocktail party here at 2:30 Eastern time, FOMC press conference. So gonna want to be really, really careful. Yesterday, boy, what a tough day. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Choppy, choppy. All right, we'll go ahead and get rid of that there. Taking a look at everything here. Wasn't a whole lot of action in the overnights here. Not a whole lot of price movement. Everything just kind of headed east. I watched this move transpire, but as we can see, we're just right back in the chop again. So, going to be super cautious. FOMC day, maybe a good day to not do anything at all. Maybe a good day to not do anything at all. If I look to do anything today, I'd say I'm going to be looking for some quick scalps. I'm going to be looking for some really quick scalps. Given that FOMC is as challenging as it is, and it can be very choppy like we're seeing right here, for me, I dial back the risk. I would dial back the risk, maybe a one lot today. Perhaps a good day to turn that simulator on and just leave it. I mean, everybody's first instinct, or at least my first instinct after a day like I had yesterday, back in the bad old days would be, well, gosh, I've got today, I can go ahead and I can get even with it. Well, I can get even with it again tomorrow. So when my odds and my probabilities are much better than what they would be on an FOMC day. Now, that being said, I mean, we could have a totally great day, but let's just be cautious. Let's just be cautious. Nothing wrong with not trading. I mean, just remember, you can't lose if you don't play. Works well in life, at least it did in the 5th grade, and it's actually working in the 6th grade for my daughter. So you can't lose if you don't play. And I'm assuming everybody can hear me okay. I did a sound check a little bit earlier. I jumped in a little early. I was here at about 7. So the weeks that I'm here, you're more than welcome to show up early. I'd really like to get things started around 7:15 or so at the latest. Kind of want to take a look at the overnight, see what went on. You can tell a lot about how the trading day is going to go just by what we see up here, with what went on in the overnights. I mean, what did we have? A range of 80.58. And, let's just call it a 10.5, 11 point range, which really is pretty pathetic. So we'll see what happens. Thanks, Ron. I appreciate that. If I do, like I said, if I do look to take anything today, I think I'm going to leave the simulator on today. I'm not going to crank my combine on. Took a bit of a beating yesterday. It is what it is, and it's, not every day is going to be a winner. But I'll tell you what really defines us, I think, as traders is how do we handle our beatings? I know back in the bad old days when I first started, when I would take a beating, my first instinct would be to, well, I want to get even with it. I want to get my money back. Well, the fact of the matter is that the money that's gone, well, that money is never coming back. You can only look forward into the new money. So do the best you can to, forget your bad days, remember your mistakes, learn from them, and then move forward. So we're going to sit tight here. We got another 9 minutes until the open, and we will see what happens. Again, FOMC day, I am going to be extremely cautious today as to what I do. I currently have everything set on sim. If I do decide to switch over to my combine, I will let you know. But something tells me that we are going to have a sloppy, choppy day. Friday, after talking with Mr. Floyd yesterday for about a half hour, 45 minutes. Good to catch up, Floyd, by the way. I guess Fridays they do the Rabbit Hole Friday. So I'm going to kind of continue that. Now, if we have some trades, of course, on Friday, that's a different story. But this Friday, I'm going to showcase something. It's one of Floyd's ideas that, frankly, this has been around for a while. Correct me if I'm wrong, Floyd. You've been using that ADX for quite some time, and I think it's a pretty good idea. I went back, oh gosh, I think I went back about 50 days last night and looked at it. Pretty accurate, helps give us a gauge of the chop and things like that. And well, I'm going to go ahead and show it off. Some of the things I've got to do different in here for you guys than I do for myself. So a little bit of more history on me, I guess. When we developed DTS, I stared at, we'll drop that one because that one came later. I stared at these three guys right here for about 6 months as far as testing went. You know, testing, and frankly, and I heard Eric say it last week, when you stare at this stuff long enough, eventually you're going to get to a point where you can actually see the signals. So when I decided to start trading again, when I stepped back in a couple of months ago and just kind of started looking at charts again and, you know, looking at strategies, things like that. Most of what I've done, I mean, really, I just use a couple of MAs and these particular bars. But again, keep in mind, I mean, I had months of staring at the, you know, at DTS, and I know how it behaves. The way that I would trade on my own, it's impossible for anybody to follow along. Frankly, it's impossible to teach anybody. It's a methodology that's in my head, and it's based purely on price action. Price action is very, very difficult to teach someone. For me, price action came to me. It was just one of those things where it was like, well, you know, okay, the light's gone on now. I get it. And this is how I perceive the market. This is how I understand it. So for me to try to teach price action, I mean, it would be a big disservice to you know, to you guys as traders. So taking a look here at the depth of market, I'm going to bring this guy over here. We'll take a look at a couple of things. We got a couple of big stacks right here, and not so much over here. Not so much over here. So one of the things I look for here with the depth of market is, I mean, a great example. I mean, I've seen the NQ. I tried to find the screenshot of it. It was from years ago. There was a position on the dome where, oh God, I think we had 350 orders. And of course, we all know those are not real. You know, right now the market is relatively balanced, but I mainly pay attention to these big numbers here and here. So what I look for with this thing here is I look for a big stack of orders, and the big numbers are way off of, you know, way off kilter. Say this would be 200, say this one would be 100. Game theory is what I use with this one here. What that is, in this case, like this would be if we had a bigger number down here on the buy side. In my mind, with game theory, it's someone trying to push the market up so they can fill a short position. They take that number away, and then it drops like a rock. If I see it transpire, I'm going to do the best I can to kind of show you guys how that works, but that's really all I use that thing for. All right, we got another 4 minutes to the open, and don't know if we're going to have all that much action off of that this morning. Again, I've got everything set in here in Sim, and that is where I am planning on staying today. Not looking to do anything with my combine as of yet. Now that, of course, can change. Lovely. It's a lovely 6 degrees here in lovely Westminster, Colorado. So I'm going to be with you guys all morning today. My daughter has delayed entry, so I don't have to take her until, I guess, noon Eastern, 10 o'clock my time. But I plan on sticking around here until about 9 my time, 11 Eastern. Yeah, no, I got that one, Phil. It's FOM. I mean, there are literally traders out there that they will not trade the FOMC day. They will not trade it. It can be a really, really rough day. Oh yeah, no, that big number. It's a screenshot actually from probably from about 3 or 4 years ago. And if I see it, I'm going to drag it over. That's the only thing I use that depth of market for. You know, it's game theory. I think they've got a couple of books written on it. Um, Somebody gave me a copy of a game theory book, and I never read it, but they did explain it to me in a nutshell. And well, like most traders, it's I've got a bit of the ADD and a very short attention span. The explanation worked for me, and that's what I stuck with. But yeah, no big numbers yet. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Starting to jump around here just a little bit here. Pretty balanced so far for a couple of minutes before the open. Yeah, Ron, I'll tell you what, you do have a point there. 30 minutes before the open, and I was talking with Floyd about this yesterday on the Skype. 30 minutes can produce some pretty good trades 30 minutes before the open. So typically my day starts at about 3 a.m. I mean, everybody has to make a living. I'm out early. My intention is like, so it's snowing here today. I didn't work this morning. There's no way I'm going out. I'm not going to miss the room. Not going to leave you guys high and dry. And but my intention is to get things rolling around 7:15, and then I'd like to spend at least an hour and a half, 2 hours in here with you guys. Yeah, 30 minutes before the open can be good. The overnights can be good too. Pop this guy open here. We'll watch the open on the one chart. Excuse me. Yeah, I'll tell you what, super choppy yesterday. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. Any of these moves, very choppy, very choppy. But you can find some good ones in the overnights. You can find some good ones. For the longest time, I traded London markets. Here we go. We got an open here. Let's see what we get. And again, with FOMC, I'm going to be super cautious today, even though I've got her wrapped up in sim. We'll see what the open produces for us here this morning, and then go from there. With FOMC, I tell you honestly, I'm just not that interested in doing much of anything. It's generally, I tell you, for me, it's always been a very, very challenging day. Now, if I do anything today, I am going to be looking for short scalps, and I will be doing one lots. So I'm going to dial these back so I'm ready to go. Give this thing a few minutes to kind of shake out, see if it is even going to pick a direction here today, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, the name of the game for me today is going to be to stay out of trouble, as FOMC is really a challenge. There we go. Just gonna let it work itself out here. How many of you guys in here trade right off the open? Let me get a big Y if you trade off the open, and if you're consistent with trading off the open. All right. I got 2 yeses there. Okay. Yeah, I generally like to give it a couple of minutes to kind of work itself out and see what it's going to do. I used to do an opening range trade off the open based on a 5-minute bar. I'll have to show you guys that one sometime. It's not as consistent as what it used to be, but at one time it was pretty consistent. Okie dokie here. Need to wait a minimum of about 5 minutes. Usually anywhere from 15 to 30 is when I start really looking to get busy. Eric is extremely good off the open. I've watched him. He's pretty good. Pretty good. And again, for today with FOMC, if you know, when I get ready to do something, I'm just going to be looking for scalps on this. All right, come on now, settle down. Looks like we're headed down here for the lows of the day from the overnights. Is everybody using 24/7 default charts? All right, I think we've picked a direction. We've just broken through our center line right here, still button up on that low of the day. And I have my low of the day down here at about 80.46 1/4, it looks like. Wait and see if we break out here, and then I'm going to wait, you know, look for a move. Typically with my scalps, Ron, I'm looking for about 20 ticks. And you'll see me go to break even pretty quick on those. Anybody use hotkeys in here? Any hotkey users? I have a little widget, if you will, that helps me get to break even pretty quick. And you can do that with hotkeys. I'm not going to show you guys how to set that up today, but I'll probably show you on Friday where you can find it. But typically, Ron, I'm looking for about 20 ticks. So everything is lining up here to the downside. We still are looking at, I think we're looking at a choppy day today. balling up here, and let's see where we're at. 80.47. Come on, you. There we go. 47.50 on that bar is what we got. I've got 46.25. I want to see it break this low of the day here before I start getting froggy. With this one here, so here's the thing. If I break the low of the day, theoretically, I should travel to this point right here. But again, remember, we are dealing with the FOMC day. All right, so we've broken the low. We have broken the low. Ooh, we are on a downward spiral. All right, let's get ready here. Everything's lining up to the downside here. Looking good for that. Let's see here. We got to be aware we've already had 3 waves here. You can see it real clear on the Falcon. There we go. All right. Not real thrilled just yet. Sitting tight here for just a minute. I'd like to catch a 1-bar pullback here on my Eagle. Looks like we're getting ready to generate a signal here for the Falcon as well. Again, this is probably one of the biggest reasons I sit tight at the open. Still moving a little bit fast for my taste. We did have some nice setups. You did have them here and here, even this one here, but I think we're going to pull back here just a little bit, and then we'll think about getting busy. Plenty of time left in the day. Don't want to make any rash decisions. Like I said, FOMC, I am ultra cautious. Looks like we're going to pull back to that macro trend line up there. We've pulled back to our MA here on the Falcon. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this guy right here. See if we break through that support line down there. It's a possibility that we could. I'd like to get 1 more bar closing low here, and I'll take that puppy to break even. One close. If it's going to break down, it's going to break down now. With this bar, depending on where it closes. Come on, take me down there, the low of the day. Take me down, take me down. There we go. So I'm going to take her to break even here. I might be choking her out, but it needs to break down now or it's not going to break down at all. We may hang up here at this SAF. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Typically with my scalps, I don't know what you guys use for rules. If it doesn't go my way within about a minute to a minute and a half, I start looking. In this case with a short, I'm looking to bid it out at break even. So for you guys that are joining us late today, so we got a few more people coming in. I am just running the simulator today with it being the FOMC day. I am not interested in risking anything on my combine. I'm gonna have a little bit of ground to make up here this week with what happened yesterday. It is what it is. And I've got plenty of days left in the week here. I've got tomorrow and Friday to clean that up, get even with it, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I thought for sure we would have tried to push through this support line right here. It failed. It happens. Why sell support like that? My philosophy is this. For one, I know I'm scalping, so I'm going to keep my losses very, very small. Bid for break even quick. And if it does break through that support line, with the power we got off the open today, it should break through with some oomph, thus making it, theoretically anyway, a little bit quicker and easier to get that 20 tick profit target. And that's all I'm looking for on any of my scalps is $100. That's all I'm looking for. Now, why $100? Well, I'm risking $100 per contract. All right, so to take anything long from this point right here would be counter trend. If we look at our eagle and we look at our, let's do this. Let's swap these puppies. There we go. I'm gonna move those guys over. There we go. That just makes more sense. Anyway. There we go. If we look at our Raptor and we look at our Eagle, we can definitely see prices trading under the cloud. I think we're going to try again here for the lows again. We're going to try one more time here. Or maybe not. We've tried here. Looks like we tried here again too. I won't know until this bar closes, maybe the next bar. And we will see what we get. So I have another question. Do we have any big buy marketeers here in the room? It is very, very rare you will see me, buy market or sell market. Too much slippage. With this one here, I don't know if you noticed, but I use the sell ask button. Tends to get me a little bit better fill. All right, so we've got a counter trend signal brewing up here on our Raptor, and it looks like we've already gotten a signal here with the Falcon. We do have a little bit of room to climb back up here to the center line with 52. Possibility of a worthwhile scalp there. Looks like our macro line is neutral. I don't have any real direction on this one here just yet. It is giving us the signals. We may be in for a turnaround here. Da, 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 da. I got one right here. Let's wait for the pullback on this guy right here. Did we break the high? Yeah, we broke it a little bit. We broke it a little bit. All right, I'm going to look for a buy limit right here. And I'm going to back it off. If I fill, I fill. If I don't, I don't. And I'm going to tighten that stop right back up here to this pivot here. Again, I'm just scalping on this one here. Small winners, small losses. If we're going to bounce again, we do have room up here to the top side. And this would be a counter trend trade. Not as high a probability. Looks like I hit it, but I did not fill. Hit, but no fill. There we go. I'm going to pull that off there. All right, so you might ask, why did I do that? I got my signal here after my yellow bars. Once I've got my signal, okay, I'm willing to take it. However, again, with the scalping, as little risk as possible. And I was right in here. I was hit, but not filled. It is what it is. It is what it is. And if I had been filled, looks like I would have hit my target. But you know what? Almost doesn't count in this business. That's okay. That's okay. We'll see some other moves. And there's the center line. Logically, that's where it'll go. You know, another thing to back up the logic on the SNR is when you eyeball it, where this center line is, you can see where this MA is, where this MA is here on your Raptor. Not interested in anything here just yet. Let's see here. 44.75. 44.75. Yep. I do have a signal right up here. You know, I'm not going to go for the breakout today. I'm not doing it. I can't do the breakout today. It's way too choppy. Now the temptation is for me to put a buy limit. I mean, I've got green bars here. Looks like we're starting to transition here, although we still have not closed above those MAs yet. So where are we at here? Yeah, I'd be interested more if it was above 80.55. Is that right? 80. Okay, 80.6250. Okay. Drop that guy back down there. Can everybody see what I'm holding out for here? It's right here on my eagle. Right there on my eagle. Haven't fully transitioned up. Looks like we've moved out here on the Raptor. Tell you, if I had the signal, if I had taken it right here, I'd have my stop super tight. Super tight. Again, only looking for 20 ticks. I'd go to break even lickety split. Got my center line here. Sticky there, sticky here. See how I eyeball both of these guys, how they can kind of line up? Do me a favor, feed him. I haven't fed him yet. And again, FOMC's got me on my toes today. I am on my toes. Broke that high there. Just kind of hanging around that center line right there. Now, when I'm talking about the center line, excuse me, as we can see, we've got, resistance up above us, of course, support down here below us. Look at that right there. And my biggest concern is just getting trapped in that range. So got the signals right here. Ideally here, it would have been here at the first cross, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm here for the next couple of hours. No. Looking for something a little bit higher probability. Not a bad buy limit entry right here at this point right here. Just waiting to take a poke at it here. I was actually willing to take it above the high right. I'm going to grab this one here. There we go. And again, I'm going to run her pretty tight. Remember, I'm running the scalp. Taking a look at my time here. Want to make sure that, like I said, I give it about a minute, minute and a half. And if it's not going my way, I want to get out of it. I think we have the potential here to turn around on this one here. I'm looking at my 8 here on my Raptor. Still a little counter trend on this, guys. Tell you what, I am going to go back one pivot on this one here. I am going to take it back a pivot. I think we're going to rise back up again. We got plenty of room to get up here. I'm going to see if she tries. Now, taking a look over here at my eagle, if we can see where the profit target is. Now, granted, I'm scalping. I'm just using a set target. Ideally, I'm thinking we'll reach back up here to at least this level here. And then we might run into a little trouble because, as we can see here, a little bit of support and resistance up there at that point. So we'll see. We'll see. Hiding behind the pivot back here. We can see it on the hawk. I'm going to blow this up here a little bit. Let's see if we get through there. Come on, baby. Close high. You can get this bar to close high. We might be cooking with gas. And at this point, I'm just going to let it sit and see what it's going to do. Come on, sweetie. I need you to close up above that center line. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. There you go. Got lots of room for it to climb up there to that point where our next manually drawn support and resistance is. Plenty of room to get up to 80.66 and a quarter. I don't think it's going to try again. I think we are going to have some range bound action between now and FOMC. So you see how I dialed back the loss to 1? If I'd been doing 3 right now, I'd be out, call it $300 because my math sucks. And I'm just going to sit, wait, and be patient. I'll wait for my next one. And it looks like we might be headed back down to the basement. Excuse me. Pure chop. First cross, there's our signal right there. I'm going to hold off, though. I really want to hold off here. I don't want to get tricked anymore today. And I think this one here will be a trick move as well. But I could be all wrong. There's the fill on it right there. I would have had my stop somewhere up in this zone right in here. No more tricks. And again, 1,000 times, hate to sound like a parrot or your mother or maybe your ex-wife, being repetitive, it is an FOMC day. Just don't see anything I like here yet. Well, what happened here? Floyd Coleman, is that you moving the market? That I cannot even remotely keep up with. Anybody now? Yeah, but the announcement's not until noon, isn't it, Ron? Right? It's Canada monetary policy. Yeah, FOMC's not out until 2 o'clock Eastern. But yeah, oh, what did they say? Is that 11 a.m. Eastern, Ron? Oh, prediction. Thank you, Aspen. Thank you. What are they predicting, I wonder? Yeah, I did not see that coming. Ah, interesting. No, you might have a point. So they're talking about a rate cut. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Well, we'll wait for that critter to settle down and see what we get. Let's see. Looks like we broke through the low that I had drawn right here. Through the low, back up, down again, up, back. We stopped. We're up. Well, let's see where we go. Remember when oil used to move that way? All right, so here's a little philosophy for you here. I'm willing to take the signal up here above the high. I got one here. Why not get a better fill? Well, I'm going to wait. I don't like the way that critter's moving. I do have a little bit of room up here to the center line, although we did just have a pretty crazy move. I was willing for that guy right there. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put another buy. I'll put another buy order in there. I got room to reach for the high again. Let's see. Aspen, you might be right. Maybe we are looking to get bullish. Maybe not. We will see. I'm going to tighten this up here. Once again, I'm scalping. You know, I want my winners bigger than my losers. There, come on, get up there. Go on. Go on. No, you turkey. Come on, you one bar to close high above that high right here. Keeping that stop tight on this one here. Again, FOMC day. Come on, get up there, sweetheart. There you go. Excuse me. Target's in the right spot. One winner, chicken dinner, $5 for the day. Depending on where you live, that might buy you a pack of cigarettes. Hey, it's better than being in the red. Oh, Phil left, but good for Phil. He had a good day. Good. Good. All right, let's see if we're going to break through this puppy right here. And 80.66, possible next stop. Still pretty choppy right now, though. If we take a look at our eagle here, there's, you know, obviously we're into an uptrend, but I'll tell you it's a whipsaw special. Whipsaw special. Who was it? Who was it? Ron, was that you that asked about my target? Hang on. Yes. Okay, Ron. So I will say this with a target. If the target had fallen too far above here, you can always make a little bit of an adjustment, but I mind these SNR lines pretty well. Like I said, going to be super, super cautious today, as it is FOMC. Who knows what we're going to get out of that? So all that was CNBC that made that announcement. That's interesting. Yeah, Aspen, I make over $1 million a year too. It's yeah, we're kind of changing the format of how we do things here at IW and the room and things like that. And I think what I'm going to go in with is you can make gazillions of dollars a day. How's that? Yeah, I don't know. It's we've never been results based. I mean, I won't do it. I won't do it. I mean, yesterday's a perfect example. I am not perfect. I am not perfect. And always keep in mind, this is with any trading room, folks, any room. There's got to be a balance. You guys would probably not like the way that I trade. It's extremely boring. It involves a lot of patience, and it's like, for me, like I said, I've spent so much time with DTS in the development process, using it over the years. I mean, you see how I'm using the buy bid. Now, Eric does things different. I see Eric does a lot of buy and sell stops. Nothing wrong with that. That's the type of trader that he is. I go for the buy bids because my thought is this. Here's a great example. Maybe I'm willing to take, barring that center line's not there. Just pretend it's not there for now. I'm willing to take this signal. I'm willing to take this signal here. Why not get a better price on it and then mitigate the risk? Okay, and I'll start working more and more through that. So, here's another one here I'd be tempted with. That center line's got me hung up right there, though. I mean, it really, that's kind of one of the more powerful SNR points is right there. Now, you can blow right through it or you can stop at it. But ideally, my entries down here, I've got the signals giving me confirmation and backing me up. But why not get a better fill on it, mitigate that risk? Especially when you're scalping. I'm not much for scalping, guys. Not so much my strong suit. I'm more of a wait for a more solid direction and a bigger profit target, and we're going to get to some of those. You'll get to see some of those. So yeah, let's look where it stops right there. Let's take a look at this puppy here real quick. Where's my center line? 80.53, let's call it. 80.53. There we go. There we go. We hemmed up hard around that level right there. We popped, we dropped, stopped at it again here, even though it's just a small pullback. Down we go, up, we stopped, down. The other SNR that I'd manually drawn right here. Oops, get rid of that guy. Dropped, popped, stopped, dropped. We hemmed and hawed, and now I got nothing. I got nothing, not even for a scalp. I know, this is business. It's better to be safe than sorry. Better to be safe than sorry. Just remember, you can't lose if you don't play. And again, it looks like we got a lot of folks joining in here today. Floyd, I am going to go over the ADX. I am going to show that. I know that, you were talking about doing it with Eric for a while, and I kind of want to, be open to that. Now, guys, I can't show other products if you're using, Uncle Bob's, MACD from XY. I can't do that, but I mean, if you're using just plain old Ninja indicators and you have things that you find that help you out, let's put it out there. Let's put it out there. Floyd actually showed me this years ago, and I had gotten away from it, and I thought it was pretty cool, and I thought, it'd be just another topic for us to discuss. Looks like we're gonna try for 3 times here. I mean, really, and it depends on how you look at it. We got 1, we got 2, we're looking at 3 right here. I'm not willing to do 3rd time's a charm for breaking through that price point right there. I'm just gonna kind of sit tight. I'm gonna throw the eagle up here so I can kind of watch what's going on here, bigger view. Ron, I do. Actually, I think the one I've got, it's a 30. Floyd, was it a 36 or was it a 38? Why can I not see that? Hey, bear with me, Ron. I think it might be a 30. No, it's a 36. It's a 36 that I'm using. But yeah, it's this. I'm just going to drag it over. It's this guy right here. I mean, we've got a great channel. That's what I thought. F2, there it is. We got a nice channel here. Up, I don't want that. Yeah, we don't want that. There we go. Got a nice channel here. And we're going to talk about this one on Friday. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. Excuse me. Lukewarm coffee makes me cough. I'll be right back. You doing okay, honey? When did you find out it was a 2-hour delay?
Last night, Mom texted me, and I woke up in the middle of the night.
Oh, okay. I got it this morning about 4. Man, I don't know what it is with lukewarm coffee. We might be taking Dylan and Rocky to school.
I don't know who that is.
Rocky, Jordan. You can see her pouty, frowny face. It'll be great. Hey, Lil, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Nuke this for about 30 seconds for me. Thanks. You're the best. Oh, let's see. Yeah, kind of a repeated shop from what we had yesterday. But now, Ron, what are you using that 38 for? You doing a similar thing here? Got the channel. I guess you could always sell the channel. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that's what it was. That's what it was. And if Mr. Floyd is willing, I'm actually going to let him talk. You know, you guys get a cool idea. You know what? Present it. Let's look at it. You know, not to say we'll use it in the room, but you know what? Every little bit helps. And you know, this is something that works for somebody else. Thank you, honey. And that is really what it's all about. I think one of these days, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do it this week. One of these days, I'm just going to trade a completely naked chart and show you guys, you know, what I'm talking about. And again, it correlates, it ties into DTS, the way that it moves. Let's see if we break out of this channel. I'm going to throw this guy up here too. You know, Aspen, I'm trying to, what was the name of the room you were in? I'm not going to mention it here in the room, but I think I might know who you're talking about down there in Tejas. I'm probably going to take a break here in just a couple of minutes. Boy, that is quite the channel there. Boy, in a perfect world, if channels were always like this. Yeah, much like you guys, I mean, I don't know how many rooms you've been in. I was in a ton of them too. And so many where, you know, oh, we're going to spoon feed you. Oh, you're going to make money. Oh, it's, you know, I mean, in a perfect world, it's great. And I wish it was like that, but it's not. It is not. Excuse me. Ugh, look at that. Nothing. Sloppy and choppy. Let me scrunch this guy down here. See what I'm. Oh, we definitely have some support and resistance here on this guy right here. Now, do you guys all understand how I do that? It's not support and resistance until we get, you know, here we go. We've got support, pops, drops down below, pops back up, we stop again, and it's just a zone. None of this stuff is to the tick. None of it. We drop back down again. Here we get another one, and again, support, pop, drop, up. I mean, that's where I get these lines. One of the first vendors that I ever dealt with, trading room wise, and their spoon feeding, yeah, it didn't work out too well, but they did teach me how to manually draw some pretty strong SNR. So hopefully you guys get that. If you don't, just ask me. I mean, I'm happy to go over it again. I spent a ton of money with those guys, and you know, I'm more than happy to share it. I'm not interested in anything. This is just a train wreck right here. There's nothing there for me. There's nothing there. Not for me. Maybe for you. That's okay. But from my perspective right here, it's just a mess. Where did my 38 go? Where did that puppy go? There it is. I'm going to move that guy out of there. All right, guys, my butt has been planted in this chair for a while. I am going to take a 5-minute breather. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Yeah, no, thanks, Floyd. We're dragging that thing into the room, buddy. I'm dragging that in. I mean, everybody has a different style. You know, some people look, there's nothing wrong with scalping for 50 bucks, 20 bucks. I don't care. I mean, whatever suits you, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But um I don't know. I've turned into a more of a set it and forget it trader. You know, I'll, you know, make a trade, I'll follow it. Typically I like to do three. Get my first two targets, and my when I say my first, you know, sometimes I'll do three, sometimes I'll do two targets. I like to get my first target, if not the second one, and then I move my stop to a place where I can just leave it. There was a guy years ago, I don't know if he's still around, Roger Felton. Um, I went to a trading show in Las Vegas. I listened to Roger, and Roger talked about getting to break even +1 as soon as you can, because once you do, well, then you're in what he calls a free trade, where, I mean, you're not gonna, you know, you're not gonna lose anything, you know, unless it's slippage, of course. But and it set it and forget it. And I set my targets based on these guys right here, these support and resistance lines. I've had really good luck with these things over the years. These are Eric's lines. He developed them. This is his math algorithm, whatever you want to call it. And that's what I prefer to do. Unfortunately, to really do it, well, you need a trending day, you know, or somewhat of, at least something that resembles a trending day. And as we all know, that, you know, trending days don't happen every day, you know, but that's my strong suit. Here we have a first cross right here. I'm just not interested. The closer and closer we get to that FOMC announcement, I know CNBC says that they're talking about lowering rates. The rates aren't lowered until the report actually comes out. And looking at my dome here, watching my numbers, looks like a fairly balanced market. And see, this is, I mean, ideally, yeah, the signals are there, you know, the signals are there, but, you know, look at it, you know, do you guys like the sound effects? I can change those if you like. I've got 100 of them. But, you know, here it is, right back up through the macro line again. It would have blasted my stop. Would have blasted my stop. I'm going to see if there's anything left in this puppy here over the next 20, 30 minutes or so, and then I'm probably going to pack it in. But I'll be back again tomorrow. And we will go from there. For my scalp trades, you know, I started off with it today, and this is how you're going to see me do it. Typically, when I take scalps, I'm not looking to take them after a high. I'm looking to take my scalps somewhere down in here. You know, you see my entry down here, and there are two reasons I'm going to do that. If I'm willing to take it, if I'm willing to say, okay, the trade is going to go long, okay, the trade is going to go long, and you could have taken it here with a wide stop, and, you know, you would have been fine. You would have hit it here, or maybe even back here. Who knows? But I want to take my scalps somewhere, you know, down here close to that macro line. I put a lot of weight on that particular line when it comes to using my hawk. Now, on a trending day, not necessarily. You know, on a trending day, I'm more than happy to take signals up here. You know, or well, maybe not here. I like to see at least a 2-bar pullback. Yeah, we got another cross here. We've got another one developing here. Now, realistically, you know, bear with me here, folks. Oh, where is it? Where is it? There it is right there. Hang on just a second here. Dun, 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 dun. I think I already have that one in here. There it is. That's what I thought. All right. No, I mean that should be its next stop right up there. Will it wind up there on a day like today? I don't know. I kind of doubt it. I kind of think it's gonna, they're gonna suck everybody in somewhere up in here. It's gonna move a little, it's gonna pull back, and then wherever those smaller stops are, I think it's gonna take them out. Just my thought. Now, do I know what they're thinking? No. So like in this case here, all right, if I am interested, which, looking at this, we didn't even break this last high right here. I'm not interested. Let's say we did break the high. I'd be interested more in buying right in this zone right here. I mean, I'm getting the signals, but I'm not interested. I'm really not. This is not, I don't see anything here that's worth trading at this point. I really, really don't. Ugh. I'm gonna change the color of that thing too. I don't like that blue. Properties. Oh God. Real. Oh, there it is. All right. Want that guy yellow. I think 2 is good. Let's apply it. There we go. So far today, one small loser out of the gate, and then I got a small winner off of it. I'm about even for the day, and that's okay. It's an FOMC day. It is an FOMC day. You want to take one of those brownies for lunch?
Sure.
Go ahead, take them. Take them, Lil. Take them. Yeah, I got a sneaking suspicion that it's going to pull back. Just my opinion. Just my thoughts. And tomorrow morning, I'll throw the combine back on there. Like to make a little headway after yesterday. We'll see where I wind up. Yeah, just enough to suck you in there. There's probably a ton of stops down in this area right here. They'll take them out. I'm not falling for it. I am not falling for it. All righty. Yeah, you can see how these things work even on a trending day or a non-trending day. I'm sorry. You can see how they work though. We go from this point to this point. I mean, it's whipsaw central here. You know, bring a wide stop with you if you want to play ball here. And logically, if we're going to continue up, we should hit this point right here. But it's going to be whipsaw central. I don't like to sit through swings like this. It's just not my thing. Never has been, never will be. Take a look here. Our last really strong day. Yeah, here's a good example. Here's a good example. One of the other things I'll pay attention to is what's the difference between this SNR line and then this SNR line right here. What's, you know, how much room do we have to move? The wider, the better. Some nice who was talking to me about pre-market action? Was that you, Ron? You can see some good stuff start to happen around, I don't know, 7 o'clock Eastern sometimes. You can see some happen. A little whippy right there, but pretty strong. Pretty strong. I wonder when we're going to fill this puppy up right here. This gap went down on the 27th of October. And, you know, I don't think we've come close to filling that thing yet. Maybe we did. I'll have to look. Excuse me. Smash that baby down there. Oh, we filled it today. There it is right there. We filled it right there at that point. I'll be damned. Look at that. These are the lines I drew today for SNR. And look at that. Imagine that. They filled that gap. So yeah, typically with my style, going for the bigger targets on a day like today, you know what? It's just wishful thinking. I mean, could it take off? Sure, absolutely. Is it likely? In my mind, nah. Nah. I think we're just gonna be cruising through the day like this until FOMC comes out, and then we'll have a little bit to talk about tomorrow morning. Five degrees out. Wow. Yeah, these little pops will get you excited, but Yeah, I'm not seeing anything to get excited about at this point. I'm as far as trades go, I'm done for the day. You guys have any questions, anything like that? Go ahead and put it out there. Aspen, hopefully you left your combine alone today. Not a high probability day. And then let me know how you did yesterday with walking away. Let me know how you did. Let me know. Walking away from this stuff is a skill in its own. So I'm going to hang out here another 2-3 minutes, wait and see if we got any questions. If not, I'm going to go ahead and shut her down. And we'll meet back here tomorrow morning. Again, I'm in here as early as 7, no guarantees. More than likely going to be around 7:15. So for me here on any of these guys here, the take would have been somewhere at a minimum between the micro and macro line, preferably down closer to the macro line. I mean, because let's face it, it's tough to sit through this. It's tough to sit through it. Yeah, no, good for you. Good for you, Aspen. Yeah, you're not going to get even with it. You know, if you're going to get even with it on a day where you got better odds, better probabilities. Scrub these guys real quick so we don't have this on here tomorrow. Yep. Yes. Yeah, excuse me. Nice, Ron. Very nice. While I'm at it, I'm going to see what's going on here tomorrow. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. Let's see. Up tomorrow's Halloween. Canadian GDP at 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. Chicago PMI. Yeah, I don't see anything that really stands out tomorrow. Yeah, no, it's better to just, I'm telling you, walking away is a true art. Most people can't do it. Most people can't do it. I'll get into my past history with rooms, being a vendor, and all that other stuff as we move forward. I'm not going to get into it today, but I will say this, so many people come into these things looking for spoon feeding, and I'll tell you what, it's one of those things that what I do, I don't expect you to duplicate, you know, and you know, it's the light came on yesterday, and it's been a while since that one's been on, talking to Mr. Floyd, and that, you know, he does stuff that's different from me, and you guys do different stuff from me, and vice versa. So still getting used to the fact that this is you know, I'm just putting out there what I do. I mean, like I said, one of these days I'll show you what I do with just a bare chart, but I got to that point with trading because I stared at this for so long. So I still use the same bar sizes that you see here. And I mean, I can see the signals transpire. And you know, like with the one I took this morning, the winner that I did have, I got the better fill on it. I got the better fill. I could have taken it here and taken the heat, you know, here, which is where I was willing to do it. You know, I buy limited the order here, got a little bit of a better fill, nice and close to my macro line, could keep the stop a little bit tighter, especially since I'm scalping. And I'm good with that. I'm good. Well, all right, my friends, if we don't have anything else going on here for the day, I am going to get myself together here. Still need to go clean off my car, and I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys have yourselves a good day. Should be tomorrow between 7-7:15. Look for me, and we'll see what happens. And again, what did I say about the SNR? We went from here to here. There it was. Now, it was a choppy ride up, but we got there. Oh, come on, you turkey. Oh, man, really? Log tag visible. Bear with me here. Does anybody know how to make? Oh, I see how to do it. There we go. There we go. I said apply. There it is. Let's see if it did it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. Oops, didn't want that. All right. Okay. Thanks, Ron. Yeah, NinjaTrader 8 is kind of a new thing for me. NinjaTrader 7 had that for years, but the powers that be want me using 8. So here I am. Here I am with NinjaTrader 8. All right. Well, that being said, you guys have yourselves a great day. Be careful out there. It is FOMC. Got a feeling it's going to be a mess like this the rest of the day. All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys soon, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bless you, honey.